today it's cold and miserable and raining outside. But that's not going to stop us, because today we are going to fit the Cog Hog and finish the Marin once and for all. So if you don't know what a Cog Hog is, that is a Cog Hog. So Cog Hog was like done by Mr. Crud, like 1996, something like that. And the whole purpose of these is basically, move that round there, it goes in the actual rear derailleur like that, if I can balance it. So here we go. So it goes in the rear derailleur like that. Now that is too long, because that is pretty much the loop of what it would do. So a Cog Hog basically reduces the friction. So the way that this will work is that goes in there like that, and then because of the angle where that comes out, you can then make that so it's a lot more smoother. So you can have a lot less drag around that part of the cable, and it also stops all the dirt like gathering up. That would be if it was like that, you know. It's obviously, so that is a sharper angle, that there, and I'll hold it in. So that, as you can see, it's probably a bit long anyway. Probably wanted to be about like that, but we're going to use that, and then we're going to trim it, and then it will be a lot smoother. So like I say, that's a 90s part designed to reduce friction and make gears run a lot more silky smooth, I guess. Obviously they stopped using them, and they made a lot of like the shadow mechs, where pretty much the mech was designed to have like that, where it goes straight in to it anyway. Most new mechs are like that. So yeah, let's crack on and get this fitted to the bike and get it trimmed and get it tightened up. So we're going to do that now. So I'm not even going to switch it around. We'll do this as we sit. I'm on a little chair as well, so that's why I'm low down today. So we want to obviously get this and that matched up nicely. So get that in. So we want a nice clean sweep of that. So if you can't have it too short because of the angle, so we're going to set it so it's about like that. So we'll trim this bad boy. Alright. Tidy that all up. There we go. And I have got somewhere, because this end had a little silver thing in. We don't want a little silver thing. I've got another red one. I had literally one random red one just in a box, so we'll squeeze that on and get some oil. So good old muck off wet lube. So we'll drop a bit of that down there. Couple of nice little drops. Boom. Right. Then I'll thread this bad boy in. If I can get it to start, let's trim that end. There we go. So while I'm just playing with this, I will go through one or two other bits with you. So basically I was doing a final check. Oh wait, that side don't fit in there. But that one also doesn't. Right, so with them, I've got a bit of an issue there because that don't go in. and the gear cable moves around a little bit. And you don't want, with obviously the gear cables, because of this stranded like that, you're going to need a cable end to stop them strands basically pulling into that mech. So let me see if I've got some. Let's have a look. So, random box of many bits. I've got a Jaguar one that kind of steps down a little bit. Let's see if that one will work. Alright, so that one will go in because it's got that little step just on there. So we can use that one. It's a gear one, so that fits on there perfect. So it can be used. Oh. Dog keeps putting the bloody ball on my bloody chair. Ollie, yeah, get your ball. Dog's loving it, she's playing out in the rain. Right. So we can get this on now. So there we go. Get that through there. Onto there. Nice. Get that through there. Nice. Get that through there. Pull that down. There we go. So you can see now that that could probably be trimmed that ever so slight little bit more, but given it's a nice angle from there and there's no kind of stress on that, it's kind of just coming up and around and nice. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. So let's tighten this in. Let's tighten this cable up. There we go. So that's on, that's tight. So all that's left to do on this bike is set the gears up, put some cable ends on, one there, one there. We have got some little red ones, cable ends, so we'll stick two of them on as well, make it look a little bit nicer. Now, importantly, let me just grab them. Oh. Right, do you remember these? X-Lite crank bolts, obviously they're aluminium, and obviously when I fitted the crank on, I just nipped them up with the Allen key. These are shit. These are shit. So basically, right, the torque of these is about 38 Newton meters. Obviously that's an alloy crank bolt there, right? So when I nipped them up, I thought, right, I'll torque that. So when on the last video I said, oh, I'm going to do a basic check over of obviously what I've done so far, and I thought, oh yeah, I still need to go around and torque things up. So I went through like the brake arms and so on, the rear mech, the hanger, and all the rest of it went on, you know, and I set the torque wrench at like 35 and went straight in, you know, torquing it up, getting a bit tighter. And then as the torque wrench clicked, obviously when the torque wrench clicks, or if you've got an electronic one that kind of beeps at you, that's when you stop. It's clicked, right, set that torque. Well, that happened. So basically that ain't going to go on because that's separated from there. Alright, just boom. So we're one crank bolt down, and we're not going to leave just that one on. And so it's got two nice shiny steel bolts in there. That's all torqued up, 40 Newton meters on those. So it's not having red crank bolts, but I don't think it needs it anyway. You don't want to take away. Look at the shine. It's shiny. You know what I mean? So yeah, on that note, that's where we are with that. So right, I think the last thing to do really is put the front wheel on, adjust the front brake, adjust the gears, cut the cables, put some cable ends on, and a final polish, and it's done. So we can do that really quick now. So let's do it. Let's do it. Do it. So it's putting on the front wheel time. Now, is it me, or do other people do this who are watching? But do you line up your logos with your valve? It's just something I've always done. Don't know why. It just makes me feel better. So yeah, let's pop in the front wheel. So let me get through the actual brake pads. There we are. So the brake pads aren't tightened up, by the way. The brake does still need resetting. So we'll nip up that skewer. You don't want it too tight. There we go. Whee! So do the brakes and then set the gears. So I'll fiddle with the brake. Standard set of XTV brakes. So I'll set the pads, then we'll check the gears. Let's do it. Alright, let's have a look. So, obviously we tighten that. So, yeah, it's about pretty much there. Probably a slight tweak on that. Awesome. Right, let's pop on a cable end. So, let's have a look. Let's snip that off. See you. Put a nice little red cable end on there as well. There we are. Let's have a quick run through the front. They're not running that bad. I've not even slightly tweaked it yet. I was expecting to do a slight tweak, but that seems to all be running nice. So yeah, I'll tweak those on the final adjustment. But first, I need to fit something, because this bike is pretty much done minus a good polish and a final M check. So as I'm resting my head on this I nearly said pedal. As I'm resting my head on this pedal, I can see what I'm going to fit over there. So let's flip the camera around, let's get it fitted, just to top this bike off. The last thing that we need to fit, so we're going to take this SDG, this saddle off. Nothing wrong with it, it's clean, it's relatively comfy. But what we've got is nice new flight saddle for it, titanium rails. Got on this quite nice, to be fair. So we can switch this out. make sure it's nice and level, and then it's done. It's done. Oh yeah. Right, so really simple seat clamp setup on this one, so I can go back and the chap who owns the bike. Quite nice, really light as well. These are really light. So let's pop this back in. There we go. It's as simple as that. Then obviously we want to make sure that that is nice, well, and angles, probably the camera angle's not open, but it does need to go about there. So obviously saddles are pretty much preference to the rider, so some people might like it slightly tilted, or maybe not really, but I'm going to set this generally straight. It's tilting up just a bit there, so let's there you go, that's all gone in. That's nice and tight. Yep, that's not moving, and that just makes that bike look better. So we didn't need the red bits at all. I think the SDG, it just looked a bit cheap, to be fair, on the bike. So that finishes that off nicely. Keeps it that kind of retro classic vibe as well on there. So seat post clamp is a bit offset, so we'll set that there while I'm there, and then I will put the light back on. So all that's left on this bike now is a final polish. So I'm not going to bore you to death. No, I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not going to bore you to death polishing a bike. We're all capable of polishing our own bikes. But yeah, I will put this in the stand, give you one less. God, I can't even get my words out. It's the weather. I'm blaming the weather. Let's give one last shot around the bike. And then we're going to be saying goodbye to this in the next couple of days. And then we have got... I'm not even going to tell you what's coming next. You just have to tune back in and find out. But it's nice. So let's take a look at the bike, and then I can let you guys all go and have your tea or watch I'm a Celebrity to Get Me Out of Here, or whatever people watch nowadays, if you're not bike crazy. So yeah, let's do that. So it's getting quite late. Let's see if I can make, there you go. So all in all, it's looking fresh, looking nice, looking polished. Oh yeah, obviously Marin Indian Fire Trail. Obviously, as you can see, got loads of donuts on the top tube. Made sure they was all spread out equally, but they soon move by themselves. So that's all going on. Obviously very bling bling with this bike, very shiny. All looking very nice. Really happy with how the rear derailleur turned out with that Cog Hog. And obviously, as always, we've got the dart and smoke tyres on as well. Always needed. Nice, shiny, all polished up Derailleur crankset, looking very fresh, looking very nice. And then working its way up all the way to the nice titanium flight saddle. But yeah, really happy with that. The only thing left to do is swap out that carbon spacer for a silver one, because I don't want the carbon one on there. So all in all, a job well done. That is the lot. All polished up, all done. Need to show you me polishing it, because you all know how to polish your bike. That is the Marin done on this channel. So really nice bike, Marin Indian Fire Trail, really nice. Another retro 90s bike, going to someone that's going to really ride and enjoy the retro classic stuff. So next up on the channel, I've actually got a dog. Next up on the channel, I've actually got wheel building. I've got a couple of wheels to put together. So join me back for the next one if you want to watch me build a wheel, or if you've not seen how to build a wheel, then I'll show you how I do it. It's easiest way to build wheels, easiest way. On that note, thank you for everyone who subscribes and watches this video and supports me by hitting that like button, and so on and so on and so on. Until next time, see you later. Have a good evening. Bye.